This is the trail into camp. This is El Comedor, the dining area. This is Nigel's tent. It's the biologist's workstation. This is where we wash our clothes. This is our bathing area. There's an electric eel in there.
Iquitos, 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 campamento 2, Tiana, Tiana, Iquitos, Iquitos, campamento 2.
The camp radio.
Iquitos, campamento 2, Iquitos, Iquitos, campamento 2.
So, Alvaro, what is it that you do for the rapid inventory?
I do all of the coordination, like beforehand, before the inventory. There's many stages. First, we have to visit the communities, talk to them. They need to be informed about what we're going to do. We just invite all of them to one large community. So we have this informed consent session.
Yeah.
So they all have to sign that they agree that we're going to do this work here. The second stage after we do that, we do an overflight. So we fly over the area to identify the points of interest from the air, because it's much closer. Just imagine, just zoom in
Yeah.
the satellite image and then you're right there. You see the
Yeah.
kind of forest much easier than here. And then the third stage would be like I come with the advanced team.
Yeah.
You just get like cabled down with the helicopter.
So like a helicopter's flying over, like you don't have anywhere for that helicopter to land. We are in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
And they put you in a harness and they drop you
They
down.
drop me down.
With a chainsaw, just cutting an area to land.
Yeah, so I just go first, and then two people with chainsaws come after me.
Yeah.
So
And those
they
are
just put
people
the
like,
harness, local people
Yeah,
from
like the people
like the people
who are with us today.
right now. So we just clear an area that is like safe for the helicopter to just come down, and the helicopter comes back with the rest of the team. Or like one cook, and the rest are like two chainsaw persons that operate the chainsaws, and the rest are like trocheros. These guys that make the beautiful trails for the scientists to walk.
Well, and it makes sense that if somebody was going to come to a region like this and try to understand an undocumented region of the rainforest, and you have so many people from different disciplines like an ornithologist and a geologist, like scientifically you can't draw any conclusions if they're all going off in different directions and you know, just ambling around the forest. So it makes so much sense to have them go through the same trails and say like, oh, at 5,000 meters on trail 4, did you see this? And they're like, oh yeah, I totally saw that. And,
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's great for them to just come here, and there's already a trail system ready for them to walk.
well, let's keep going with these guys and
Okay,
see.
I'm just gonna put the other markings.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
have the two
So we have the
very
entrance.
obvious. It has to be, remember, very obvious for the scientists to see where the trail starts, and they know that two flagging markings next to each other means the beginning of the trail.
There we go.
Just to keep the order. So we just advanced about 200 meters, so we're at 100 meters away from the first point.
Okay.
So we're getting there,
Getting close. All right.
getting close to the first spot.
When you're cutting one of these trails, what is it that you're looking for on the map to identify where a trail should go?
Well, we begin in Chicago after we get these beautiful satellite images.
Yeah.
And we discuss with the botanists. We just ask because they're the specialists, right?
Yeah.
But after so many years, I sort of like can tell the kind of forest they would choose. So we do like a draft map of the desired points in the satellite images. So they give me that, and with that in mind, I just put those points in the GPS system and make like a trail system that makes sense. And this kind of forest looks very hilly, you see?
Yeah, it does.
So there's just what we call it like colinas bajas, like low hills, low
Okay.
hill forest. It's like a big terrace next to the river. This is Yanayacu right here,
Yeah.
and this is downstream. So we just decided to cut near the river and through the hills
Yeah.
to see what we found.
That's cool. And so that's how you came up with like the 4 different trails that kind of try to loop over all of the different terrains, incorporate
Different types
the
of
different.
forests,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
To
that's great.
find like more species. Excellent.
All right, Alvaro. I don't want to cut my leg off trying to do this.
Okay, Emily, you know this is a really big machete, right?
Yeah. It's
It's very sharp. You saw him
yeah
just sharpen the
for like an
edges.
hour.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
this thing is just really sharp. First, they don't do this. Just go behind me.
Yeah.
If I just go too
Oh God.
way back, I can cut your eye.
Yeah.
right? So they just don't go any farther than this behind.
Yeah.
So from here up. So you go like choo, choo, choo.
Okay.
And you just need to. You don't need to make like a road. Because the guys behind are gonna make like a nice trail.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is just cut a few branches for us to go through, and for the 3 tigers in the back to see the machete cuts and they know where to go.
I don't know what to cut.
Just cut a little bit of the palm leaves and
Like this guy. Like
yeah, keep going.
okay, I cut that.
Anything that is in your path, cut it. That leaf there,
Whoops.
like this.
Like
You
that?
see? Diagonal.
Whoops.
There we go. Cut
I don't want to cut
diagonally.
your eye. All right.
There.
Cha. Oh man.
There we go.
Ah.
Excellent.
This thing is really sharp.
Okay.
Welcome to Troche Cinco.
Trocha cinco.
Troche Cinco. Yeah. So now that we've cut this trail, what is the next step?
We're gonna mark it with flagging every 50 meters.
Okay.
And for that, we have the help of Gomer, who was leading the path. Now we have a trail. So we're gonna mark it every 50 meters by using this 25-meter string.
So the scientists need to know that for 2 reasons, right? One, so they don't get off the path accidentally. They know if they're wandering around and all of a sudden they don't see flagging for like, 20 minutes, they've probably wandered off the wrong way.
Yeah.
And when they're taking notes in the forest and making observations and they say, I saw a tapir over here, they need to write down at what point in the trail they saw it. That's good to know.
This goes in you write with your left hand or right?
Right hand.
Right hand?
Yeah.
So this goes into your right pocket. And this is your
My stick.
And I'm gonna tie the rope into your pants. There we go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. So
Okay.
remember, when I scream yeah, this
Okay.
means that this is gonna be at the end.
Okay.
And then you just boom
In
and
the
keep
middle.
walking. I'm gonna follow you and then give you the stick.
See you in 25 meters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna mark it. And then I got this.
Yep.
Whoops. 85, 150 meters.
Perfect.
And then you do that for like 4 more miles.
Could be monotonous at times, but then when you see a bunch of monkeys, that makes a difference.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, Alvaro, thank you for taking the time to show us how you make these beautiful trails so our scientists can come in and do their work.
My pleasure.
It's great. It still has brains on it.